Are you in the market for a Fire TV alternative in 2026? I might have the device for you right here. Let's go and dive into it. So I got two of these devices sent to me. One I already have plugged up into one of my HDMI slots. I'm gonna go ahead and go to this device. It's the S7 Max by Superbox. I will say Superbox was nice enough to send me these devices, so this is a paid promotion video, and I was blown away by some of the things that I could access on this device. You're talking movies, TV shows, sports, and it was super seamless. I plugged it in, and within 5 minutes I was streaming content. So let's go ahead and walk you through this device and what it has to offer. So at first glance, this is what the screen looks like. You have 6 buttons on the home screen. At first glance, this device is very simplified. It almost reminds me of a Roku device. You do get one banner on the right hand side, which is the only drawback to the home screen, which is the advertisement on the right hand side. I will say one of the things that blew me away was how fast this thing loaded up and how fast I was able to stream content. And when you're streaming content on this device, it's the same way you would do it on the Amazon Fire TV. You would just go into your app store, download the apps that you need, and then you're off to the races on streaming your content. So let's go to the app store. On this device, there's two different app stores. There is the Google Play Store, and then there is the Superbox app store that comes pre-installed on this device. Once you get it, only thing you have to do is click on it one time. It does the first initial download, which downloads everything in that app store, which only took me about 1 to 2 minutes. If I open it up for you, if I click on that, once you open this app store, it's just like any other app store. You get access to a bunch of different apps and icons. They have Netflix in here, YouTube, Disney Plus. They have a bunch of other APKs that you can get right out of the box. And all you would have to do is simply click on it. It then downloads and installs directly to the device. It's very straightforward. They have plenty of other app stores that you can access on this device straight out of the box. So I was blown away just because you can access apps straight out of the box and download them within seconds and then start streaming your content right away. And once you download those apps, you would just simply click on Live TV and click on one of those icons, and then you can stream those channels. If you click on VOD and click on the plus sign here, this is where you can add in like Netflix and any other app of your choice that you wanted to add. If you wanted to add APKs to this menu, you can. All you have to do is click on it, and then it'll show in here and you can open it up. From my personal experience of just plugging this device in the very first time using it, I will say it is very user friendly for anyone who was curious on how user friendly it was compared to Amazon Fire TV. Also with the apps, not only do they have apps, they have a browser on here. So if you wanted to surf the web on this device, it does come equipped with Google Chrome. Other things that come equipped with this device that did stand out for me was that at the very bottom here, this little broom and sweep button. If I go down there, this broom and sweep button, if I click on that, it does allow us to clean our device very quickly just by simply clicking that button. That's one of the things that Amazon Fire TV doesn't do. You have to manually do a lot of stuff on the Amazon Fire TV, but for this device, you just click a button, it cleans it, and then it closes, and then you're done, and everything is smooth sailing again. This is what the remotes look like in comparison side by side to each other. Both of these devices come with some form of voice activation, so you can speak into this remote and you can speak into this one using the mic button right here. And it has everything that the Amazon Fire TV remote has. The only thing is this one is a little bit more bulkier. Kind of reminds you of an old school cable TV remote. So I wish they did make this remote a little bit more sleek, or just made it less buttons, because the channel buttons here, I don't think that's very necessary. You can get rid of this, but it is nice to have in case I need to type in some numbers. But other than that, I would say they could manage to simplify this remote a little bit better. So as for the device that I'm using here and this device that you see right here, this is the Ultra device. If I pull them up side by side, this is what they both look like. One is blue, one is gray. The gray one is the Ultra, the blue one is the Max. You may say, what's the difference between these two devices? This one that I'm using here, which is the blue one, it comes equipped with 64 gigabits of storage space, and this gray one comes equipped with 128 gigabits of storage space. And per the box and the tech specs and everything that I've seen, the only difference is the storage space. So I did want to show you the tech specs on this device. If I scroll down here, you will see this device is equipped with 64 gigabits of storage space. And then if I come down, you will notice that this device does have 4 gigs of memory. So this is plenty of storage space and RAM to run all your applications super fast, super seamless, and get right into your content with no buffering, no issues, and no nothing. Also, if you ever wanted to uninstall an app on this device, they make it very simple. You just come down to this trash can. Once you click on the trash can, it then loads up and asks you, do you want to uninstall? And it's very super simple and seamless. But overall, I will say straight out of the box, loading this up, not having to download any updates, I will say this device has surprised me when it comes to the content that you can access on this device and how quickly you can access it. You're talking movies, TV shows, sports, anything, you name it, you can get on this device. And it's super fast. It didn't take me more than 5 minutes before I was able to download all the apps that I needed and then start streaming that content. I will say one thing that annoyed me with this device is, unfortunately, you do have to aim the remote at the box itself, and then you will start to see the items moving and highlighting so you can click on them. So that's the only drawback that I've seen on this device. Also, you may be asking, how much is this device? Unfortunately, for a lot of people, the drawback will be the cost of this device. And this device here, the gray one, is $450. The blue device, the max version, is $399. So that price is steep. And when you say to yourself, well, why is it that expensive? You're getting 64 gigabits of storage, 4 gigs of RAM. And then on the back of this device, you have a Ethernet port. So this isn't your standard Ethernet port that you will see on a Fire TV device, which only gives you 100 megabits per second. This Ethernet port is equipped with a gigabit Ethernet port, which is 1,000 megabits per second. So if you have fiber internet at your home, this device can handle fiber internet. So you're talking super fast speeds, which means everything loads faster and there is no buffering on this device. This device also comes with a screen on the front, so it does show the time on the front once you do plug it in for the first time. And you do get these antennas on the back of this device in case you needed to adjust them to get a better Wi-Fi signal in case you weren't using the Ethernet port on the back. So that's definitely a plus. So overall, would I recommend this device or any device by this company? I will say I am blown away. I would definitely recommend, if you did get one of these devices, definitely don't use this device without a VPN, or don't use it without some type of guest network. Don't use your main Wi-Fi, use like a guest network associated with your Wi-Fi. But overall, I do like it. When it comes to this compared to paying for a cable TV provider, you can get a lot with this. So if you're going to invest the $400 and save in the long run versus paying for like a YouTube TV or any type of other subscription-based service, you will save in the long run, but there is a hefty upfront cost, but you will save on the back end toward the end of the year when it comes to cost. So when you add up the basic costs in comparison with the single price for this device, which has no additional fees, you just pay a one-time payment of either $399 or $449 for this device. And in the long run, you will save because you don't have to pay for anything additional with this device. All you need is the device and the applications that it provides for you. So when you compare it to a subscription service, let's say your subscription service was $89 a month. For 12 months, that's about $1,068 total for the year. So with this device, $399 out of the door, and you don't have to pay any more subscription fees or any other additional fees attached to this box. That goes a long run and it will save you money on the back end. But once again, there is a upfront cost, which is pretty hefty for some people, especially compared to a $40 Fire Stick or a $40 on Walmart 4K streaming box. But you let me know what you think of this device. So let me know if you've tried Superbox. Let me know if you've tried VC Box or any other box like it. Let us know down in the comment section below. I'm very interested to see what you have to say about this device and what you think of it. But overall, I'm happy with it. I would definitely recommend it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.